Hey, what's up, y'all? We're Ruff Endz, and you're listening to Grown Folks Music. Keep it locked.
GrownFolksMusic.com.
Ruff Endz, welcome to GrownFolksMusic.com.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
I know today has been a press day and you have been talking all day long, and you've probably been answering the same questions all day long. Yeah. But I have to ask you again, because the grown folks want to know, where have you been?
Well, I was home eating on some chicken. No, I'm just
been around the world and now can't find my baby. It's like, well, little here, little there. Baltimore, a couple different places. We've been doing soundtracks, raising babies, working on movies, doing videos, working with other groups, always writing, always singing, of course, and brings us back full circle, back to you, back again.
Talk about what brought you back full circle, what brought you back together as Ruff Endz.
What brought us back together? That's a good question. I would say it was some years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago. This is the Freddie Gray incident that had just happened in Baltimore. And me and Dante hadn't seen each other in some years, in a while. We were doing our solo things and he was working on different things with Slave and Cool in the Game and doing different, things. He was actually performing as well with another guy as Ruff Endz as well, doing shows or whatever. But anyway, I ran into him, and I'm not gonna go into the story, but we basically have ran into each other in the part of town where it's a Saturday and it's a Jewish part of town. It's the Sabbath and everybody's walking outside. Dante happens to be walking outside on this day. And I happen to be in this area on this particular day, and we were talking about each other at the same, I was in the car talking about him, he was on the phone talking about me. So we just linked up, and when I saw him, I ran out to him, like, yo, what's up, and we connected or whatever. And that's when we did this song called Time for Change. And that was kind of, again, us getting back together and, again, releasing some creative juices that hasn't been released since we wasn't together, you know what I mean? And that's like coming to that realization, like we gotta go back in and do this again, you know what I mean? So that's the short side of the story.
You mentioned taking time to have babies, become fathers. You have been in this game for a long time now. You guys have matured. Now that you are older, mature men, what does the grown folks music chapter of Ruff Endz look like now?
I'm glad you asked. That's why I like the name of the station. Ruff Endz, we make grown folks music. That's what we do. We've grown up. We were writers for a while. We started writing in our teens. And even back then, I would kind of say we were kind of onto it, because our understanding now, like it was then, even more so now, is there's a difference between what people are saying is 90s music. What's the difference? Was it recorded in the 90s? It was written in the 90s? Or is it how it was written? How it was sung? How it was performed? And we figured out that's a big part of it. The writing is purposeful. The writing is intentional on so many levels. The production is intentional and purposeful on so many levels. The conviction, how you're delivering the song. It's like Michael Jackson singing one of my favorite songs ever, Lady. His conviction in that song makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck. His conviction is like on 100,000. Like to us, to me, that's classic R&B, because how it was produced, how it was performed, how it was written, everything. So for me, for us, this is grown folks music for us. It's well thought out music. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now, you want to give your child something that falls apart in 10 years? or you want to give your child something that they can give to their child. You know, that's quality, not quantity. I'm gonna do 10 albums. No, how about 4 really good ones? You know what I mean? So that's grown folk. That's like, yeah, grown man, grown woman. I mean,
thank you for mentioning the 90s. You guys are experiencing a little bit of a resurgence on TikTok with a lot of other 90s music, these young people lip syncing and doing things to 90s songs. Talk about that. Was that a surprise to you? Just talk about how that when you heard that, what that made you feel.
I mean, I guess it was a surprise. I would say COVID-19 when it hit in 2020. Teddy Riley had posted a post and it said COVID-19 had got us like no more shopping sprees. And it actually went viral on the Shade Room and, you know, Instagram, and people were reposting it. And Snoop Dogg actually, you know, went live and was playing No More Shopping Sprees and was singing his heart out on the song.
Yes, he was.
And before you know it, we were on TikTok. There was so many Caucasian kids, like 5, 6, 7 years old, like doing dances and all kind of stuff to No More. So it like it really gave us a new life, you know what I mean? So we would have never think that, you know, a song like that would come back to the forefront in this kind of way. But we're thankful, of course. I will take it, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, like again, a classic song, classic music is classic music. And I think that's kind of what we like to write. We like to write songs that's going to be here for 100 years. And I think Someone to Love You, No More Shopping Sprees are going to be records that are going to get played from generations to come.
Around here, we like to talk about bridging the gap, and that TikTok incident is a perfect example of bridging the gap. Well, we have a new album coming, Rebirth. Get into what the album is going to be like and what we can expect from the new music.
So we kind of got into it a little bit. My brother produced the whole album. My favorite producer. I'm a little biased, but I really don't care. So we both wrote the album. So that's definitely a big difference already. We've collabed with other producers, other writers for other projects. This time we got a chance to really give our supporters and our fans our perspective, 100%, raw, uncut. It's how we feel. It's how we come across. It's, you know, that's an honor. That's a privilege. A lot of people don't get a chance to take their career to the level where they're able to write. A lot of artists don't even write. So the fact that God has blessed us with the ability to write and produce, and us to be able to bring this forthcoming album to y'all without bouncing everywhere else is a blessing in itself. But you can definitely be looking forward to some real classic R&B. A lot of people that heard it are calling it an instant classic already. So I'm gonna need y'all to cop it and give us a whole lot of feedback and tell us what you think. I need to know your favorite songs and all that good stuff. So yeah.
We got the physical CDs, www.srgstore.com if you want a physical CD. I'm a physical guy myself. You know, I had to go back and get the classics from the golden era. So if you like, though, you want to get this classic from Ruff Endz, you can go to the www.srgstore.com and you will get one of these along with a signed autographed picture of Ruff Endz as well. Just had to throw that in there, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard a fun fact about you, and I want to know if it's true. Is it true that when you two were younger, you worked and sang at the Fudgery?
Facts.
We had a
fudge lovely? Isn't fudge wonder? Yeah.
We had a Fudgery in Detroit, and some of my friends worked at the Fudgery. So I wanted to know
so you know about the Fudgery.
I know about the Fudgery, and I wanted to know if that was true. And also, I wanted to piggyback on that and ask you about the importance of working at a place like the Fudgery and having to perform for people, and just using that as a start and as a way to perfect your performing skills and your craft.
That's
because
exactly
a lot of young people don't do it.
That's exactly the Fudgery. was definitely like a personal development, an artist development place for us. And we didn't even know it at the time, but to get a job there, you had to sing on the spot. So I remember the guy, Reggie, you know, he gave us a job and it was like, you guys sing. I'm like, well, right now? I mean, I'll come back later. He's like, no, right now. And there's people walking by, you know, people buying food. And I'm like, in front of all these people just out here, like, go ahead, man. So, I mean, it really put me on the spot, but not knowing that was getting us ready, and especially getting me ready. I had a really, like, I was really nervous and singing in front of people. Like,
I know I was.
So when I got, you know, being in the fudgery after a while, like being behind those bars and we flipping fudge and all of that and telling the jokes and saying all the crazy stuff, I got used to being, you know, crowds. Well, you know, there was crowds out there and we singing, having a good old time, harmonizing, just acting ourselves in front of people. And that really was definitely helpful because that's a part of who we are now as a group, you know.
No question.
Before we let you go, this is the part of the interview where you get to shout it out. You did it a little bit. You showed us the physical CD and told us about that. But this is where you get to tell us all things Ruff Endz, when the album drops, what the single is, your social media presence, your platforms. If you have a website, you get to shout that out, where we can stream or buy the album, if we can see you virtually, all things Ruff Endz.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the new Ruff Endz album, Rebirth? So you can go to srgstore.com and get the physical album for my collectors out there. I know I'm a collector. I definitely like having it physical copy. And when you purchase it from SRG Store, you get a personally signed, not stamped, personally signed autograph, postcard. When you buy it from there, we are also on all platforms. The album is coming out tomorrow. Actually, the video, the first video for the first single, Be the One, is debuting tomorrow also. Also, we're going to be in Times Square having a meet and greet album release event. Times Square, that's 42nd and 7th Street. Times Square, Manhattan. Make sure you bring your mask. We're practicing social distance and all that good stuff. But we are going to have an incredible time, so make sure you come out. Follow us on Official Ruff Endz. That's Official Ruff Endz with a Z at the end on Instagram, Facebook, and The Real Ruff Endz on Twitter. Dave, I think you got some performances or something.
Yeah, we got new performances definitely coming up. We got a virtual performance that we're putting together. So we definitely want you to stay locked on our social media. We got the Ruff Endz documentary is going to be coming in the middle of this year, like towards the summer. And we've got a ton of visuals for this album that's going to be coming out. Special guest Crazy Bone is on here with us on a song called Your Body. So, I mean, it's going to be a phenomenal release. So we're excited about everything coming down the pipe. In June, we're going to be in Pennsylvania at the Black Expo. That's going to be kicking off Ruff Endz back out there doing dates. So we're going to be physically there in June doing a performance. So we're excited, man. And it's possible tours. We're working on some stuff right now that is major. So we're going to kind of hold that until it comes, but stay locked in our social media. You'll get all the info.
Ruff Endz, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Best of luck with everything.
And look, thank you for having us, and thank you, grownfolksmusic.com, for having a platform to keep groups like us relevant and stay connected with our fans. We need y'all. We need lots of platforms like this, because this is how we reach them, and this is how the world of R&B stays alive, from platforms like yours. So we appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Indeed. Take care. Stay well.
grownfolksmusic.com